Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Making our Christmas memories.
Today, very highly requested routine is going down, and we are talking all things hair. I get questions a lot here on YouTube, also on Instagram, especially when I share how long I go in between washes, and as far as training your hair and all that jazz, and my routine, because I do have a bit of an upgraded, if you will, hair routine. So today I'm going to be answering some of your questions as far as how to train your hair and what I've done in the past, and just some things that I have changed to better my hair and to lengthen the amount of time that I have with it when it's blown out. And I'm also going to be sharing the products that I shared in a recent vlog. During Vlogmas, I showed y'all my Black Friday haul of some things that I got for my hair, and how I used them today. So I did go ahead and wash my hair. Here is what my hair looked like before I got in the shower. It wasn't terrible at all, but it was time. So this was probably a month. I'll put on the screen exactly how long. So from the date that I did it until the date of the day, because I know it was about a month, and I don't normally go that long, but because of having 2 kids now and trying to juggle everything that we got going on, and this is of course the most busiest time of the year. It's not just the most wonderful time, but it's also the most busiest time. So I just haven't had a chance to do it, because I knew that when I did it, I needed to sit down and film. So being able to, you know, find the time to do both of those things, I just kept pushing it further and further out. So I typically don't like to go over 2.5 to 3 weeks. That's pushing it. For 3 weeks is pushing it for me. So this was really pushing it, and I was very proud of what it looked like before I washed it today. So my first step, of course, is shampooing and conditioning. Now, if I was going to be doing my treatment today, which I should have, but honestly I just did not have time. I should have put it on early this morning and let it sit on there, but I didn't. But that is going to be the Olaplex number 3. It's the hair perfector, and this you just put on and leave it on. So you want your hair to be damp when you put it on, because your hair is going to better soak up the product when your hair is wet. So if you just put on a conditioner treatment or a mask or something on dry hair, it's not going to work the same. So you need to dampen it. I'm not talking about drenching it, so just dampen it enough, towel dry it, and then put it on. And if you have hair caps, like the plastic shower cap kind of situation, put that over top. No matter what mask or deep conditioning treatment that you have, the heat from your scalp is just going to help that product work and open up your hair shafts and just get all the good stuff in there a whole lot better than if you were to just leave it out and not have any heat. That shower cap is going to help trap that heat in. So if I were to be doing that, that would have been my first step today, but because I didn't, I went straight into the shower to shampoo it. Now, my biggest concern with their shampoo and conditioner from this line was that it is tiny bottles, and I have a lot of hair. And I just want to tell you guys, I use about a nickel size of shampoo. Now I shampoo it twice, especially because I go so long in between. I want to make sure that first wash is really like a pre-cleansing wash. I'm helping like break everything down. And then that second shampoo that I do, I honestly could have done like a dime size amount of shampoo that second time, because it lathered so crazy with the nickel amount that I used. It kind of blows my mind how highly concentrated this stuff really is for the price, and you know, like for the size of the bottles that you're getting. So it's definitely worth it. And if you're training your hair to go longer, then these bottles are going to last you longer, because you're not washing your hair every other day, every 3 days. Really the key here is to go at least a week, at least 2 weeks tops. Like I said, that's normally like my go-to is 2 weeks. As we go through this tutorial of me showing you how I do my hair now, I'm going to share some tips as far as training goes and all of that. Yeah, very small amount with the shampoo. Also about the same with the conditioner. I use about 2/4 sizes amount. I do 1/4 1/4 size, work that in, and I do another one into my like more difficult drier spots of my hair, which is typically here in the back, and I work it really good throughout the ends. Now back to the shampoo, I do concentrate my shampoo on my scalp and work it down. I do have naturally curly hair, and I do wear it naturally curly in the hotter months, so that's still how I like to shampoo it anyway, because I don't want to I guess dry out and strip my ends of any of the natural oils, but I do want to cleanse it. So as the shampoo rinses out, it does go through your ends, so it's going to get it clean, so don't worry about that. I've been asked how this shampoo and conditioner smells, and it is very fresh, and it gives me like high-end salon quality smell. It does have a slight citrus scent to it, but not like a sweet orange. It's almost like a very small hint of grapefruit. If you've smelled this line before, comment down below and let me know what you think and if you agree with that grapefruit correlation. If it's going to be scented for my hair care, that's what I would prefer. It's just something really light and fresh. I rinsed that out really well, and then I put this microfiber towel over top, so it's just sort of kind of helping me dry it just a little bit. Can't quite decide which smoothing thing I wanted to use, so I'm gonna use a little bit of both. Paul Mitchell and the Aveda. I have the Super Skinny Relaxing Balm, which I've used for years, and the Smooth Infusion Style Prep Smoother. They're practically the same thing, just from competing brands. So I am, like I said, just gonna do like a half of just a little tiny squirts there, and I focus this stuff on my end. I wish y'all could feel how soft and healthy my hair feels. I have a tiny bit of this in here, so I'm gonna try to get out what I can, and then I'm sure I'll have to use my new bottle, but clearly I really like this stuff. And if you have smelled this, this is like a high-end, big money salon smell. so good. I can't really get it out, so let's go ahead and move on to the new bottle. Now, before we section it off, if you want, you can apply it per section as you're blow drying. I'm not going to do that because I plan on putting it on again afterwards, so I don't want to overdo it. I've been asked before how I part it. So for me, I like to part it in a way that's going to help with styling. So I will section off this front top piece, and I go with it first, and then taking this piece above my ear, I go in the back here and part down the center, and then meet that part that I made at my ear. So you have a section like this, and then the same over here. We're just going to work across the back of our head there. Make a nice little neat section. I'm a lot neater with my sectioning when I am flat ironing because I do smaller sections than when I'm blow drying. Because we're blow drying, I would typically just leave all of this down, which is from like my ear down to the nape of my neck. And I will split it down the middle into two, and we're gonna start with one side first. Now when I go into flat ironing, I will split these into much smaller sections. That is the key to make sure everything's nice and smooth. I'm not gonna have to go back in the next morning or 3 days later and smooth anything out, because everything will be nice and smoothed out the first time, so I'm not having to reapply heat. So here it is with just the blow dry brush. I like to make sure I have enough tension when I'm blowing it out. I also go in 2 different motions. So if you notice, I go from the top, and then I'll go from underneath, and I'm pulling tension from the root, making sure I'm moving at a pretty decently slow pace, and then bring it all the way through to the end before I bring it back up again. That helps make sure that I'm smoothing everything out and I'm not having to go over as many times with the flat iron. Before I move on up to the next thing to blow dry it, I will go ahead and flat iron this section so that once I'm done, I'm done. I'm not having to re-section things again. I'm already sectioned off, but like I said, I will subsection this for flat ironing. But it's a whole lot easier to do it like this rather than to just do my whole head and then go in with that. And the reason that I go in with a flat iron after using this is because I do have, like I said, naturally curly hair. And if I don't seal that cuticle down really well, it will, once there's moisture in the air, those curls are going to start popping again. That flat iron is to ensure that the cuticle is nice and sealed. It's down, so my style will last longer. As far as hair straighteners go, y'all probably seen me use this 100 times. I have been on the Paul Mitchell train since I went to, you know, the hair school of Paul Mitchell. So if you didn't know, I am a licensed cosmetologist by trade. I graduated from, like I said, Paul Mitchell school, and fell in love with the smoothing iron. This one, of course, has a controllable temperature, which is important with a flat iron. I do have thicker hair. I can go up to 400, but today we're going to do 390. And as mentioned with the oil, it is a heat protectant, so we don't have to worry about going back in with a heat protectant. And I am just going to take this whole section back here. We're just going to clip that up. And I like to do about an inch section when I'm smoothing it out, but you see how it's already really smooth. I really focus at my root because that is sometimes where I can't get as smooth as the rest of it because my hair is even like extra curly there, and the, you know, like the blow dryer brush is just not wanting to seem to get up there where it needs to. So we're just going to comb that out, make sure there's no tangles. I pop it twice there at my root and slowly working my way down. And that's it. We don't touch her anymore. Now, if I decide I want to wear it curly, and by curly, I just mean, you know, with some like curling iron curls in it. 1, 2. And then I'm just gonna bring it down really slow. There you go. If I decided I want to put some curls in it, I will wait and I will apply heat protectant before doing so. And I take big chunks of hair, so I'm not concentrating so much heat on small sections. So we still have this one up here, but this is my curliest part of my head, is back here. So we want to make sure that we're taking our time with this. You don't want your section of hair to be any longer or wider than your flat iron, because then you're missing hair when you're going in with it. So that's important when sectioning your hair. Never make the sections any wider than the tool that you're using. So good, it's so silky smooth. Now we're just going to take and do the same thing on all of these sections. But remember what I said, you don't want your parts to be any bigger than your tool. So now we have this section and this section. Now for this section, I like to go in, is it vertical? Is vertical up and down? Up and down. So I like to take it and part it down that way, because the height of this section is the same length as that flat iron plate. So I like to go this way because I find that that's just easiest for me when I'm doing this section. So I can go straight down like this and pull to the front. I work from the center and I go this way. Now once I get to this front section here, I will go this way. And we're gonna clip that up and over so that I can see what I'm doing. Because this is such a funny section here right at my ear. And I wanna make sure I get all of that, because that's normally the first place that goes curly is this little piece right here. So just gonna hit that another time. And then this little section behind my ear sometimes gets missed, so I'll take it up by itself and just touch that piece, leaving those ends untouched. So we're going to do the same exact thing on the side that we did on this side. I I get a lot of questions from people asking, well, how do you go so long in between shampoos? Like, how do you do that? Well, one way is that you kind of got to push it. You have to push it to the limit. So if you are at that point to where you're like, oh my gosh, I just have to wash my hair, I can't wear it down anymore, it's just so nasty, so greasy, go one more day. Just go one more day, and you don't have to wear it down. Maybe that next day you wear a ball cap, or you put it in a bun, or you braid it down, or something. You have to start getting creative with ways of styling it and just trying to, you know, go further than you normally would. So if you normally wash your hair every 3 days, push it to every 4 days. And then the next time you wash it, push it to 5 days. Just the more you push it, your hair will begin to learn that, okay, we don't need to be washed as often. So what happens is, every time you wash it, you're sending a sign to your scalp, we need more oil. So the longer you can go in between those times, it's going to send the message to your scalp like, okay, the amount of oil that it's got is good. They're not washing it off. You are washing it off so quickly. As soon as you feel a little bit of oil, you're not giving that oil a chance to work its way down to the end of your hair. If your hair is more textured, if you have wavy to curly hair, then it's going to take even longer for that oil to naturally make its way down your hair shaft. If your hair is straight, of course, it's going to be easier for it to get down there, and that is what your ends need. Our ends need that oil from our scalp. So if you're washing it off too quickly, it doesn't get a chance to get down there and to really, you know, thoroughly hydrate everything and make sure everything's staying good and healthy. So you got to make sure you're not washing it too quickly to give it a chance. So just because you feel a little bit, like I said, doesn't mean you got to go ahead and wash it off. So give her a chance. Like I said, maybe wear a hat for a couple days. Try to get creative. There are so many different styles on social media that you can replicate. Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram. There's so many different things you can test out. Let's go ahead and do this section. And this is my last section and we're done. Now that we have all of it smoothed out, just going to take that oil showing earlier, do a few more drops in my hands, work it in between my fingers, focusing at the ends, throw that back. Doing that piece forward really gives you just a little bit of lift there. Especially when I wear my hair straight like this. I don't like it to be so bone straight at my root. Do you want to say hey? You can see her curls are popping. Her curls are popping today. Say hi. You want your clips? Clips. She's coming to steal my clips. Here. You want me to put it in your hair? Here we have the end result after putting that oil in. I might hit some spots just a couple more times with the flat iron, a big section like this, because I'm not trying to, you know, straighten anything. Just gonna smooth it all into the same direction. We'll just take this big section all together, make sure there's no tangles, and we'll just take the flat iron and go just like the direction of my swoop, and that's that. So that's pretty much how I wear it styled, I guess, if you want to call it a style. When I do wear it straightened and down. And y'all, I have not colored this stuff since June of 2019. I'm debating on putting like a rinse on it to get it more of my warm auburn that it naturally is. You can definitely see the red tones in it depending on the light that I'm in, but just to kick it up a notch and make it even more red, I figured it'll be fun just to do like a little demi rinse situation on it that wouldn't mess with anything. But yeah, that is it. You can really see in that light, my natural color. But look how shiny and healthy it looks after doing that. Guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you have been on the fence about anything that I shared and you've been wanting to up your hair routine, I would highly recommend everything that I showed, especially the conditioner and the shampoo and the leave-in conditioner. Yes, that's a different brand, but would highly recommend that. If you do have the Revlon and you've had issues with it, maybe you've experienced breakage because of the heat, you just have any complaints with the Revlon, but you did kind of like the convenience of it, I would recommend testing this out. I did buy it when it was on sale, so I did not pay full price for that. But all the Olaplex, I would recommend for everybody, all hair types. It's great. Of course, you'll just adjust the amount that you use of this depending on you know, the thickness of your hair. So if your hair's not as thick as mine, just don't use as much of that. You just kind of got to play around with that to see how much is good for your hair type. I hope I was able to help you and teach you something in this. I'm also very happy that my hair is clean until 2022. You think I'm playing, but I ain't, because clearly I can go a month, so I can go all the way up to New Year's. It won't look as, you know, soft and as fresh as it does right now, but I will be able to make it until the new year without washing my hair. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you want to see more hair content within the new year. And I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas. Peace and love, friends. Have a beautiful and blessed day.
Baby, this